Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika, and this is what you should be watching, okay? So, you guys, if this is your first time finding my channel, I hope that you like the content and give me a like and a comment, subscribe, let me know you stop by, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. But with what you should be watching, if you've never seen this before, I basically give you guys a breakdown, some of the movies and shows that I'm currently watching, that I'm interested in watching, that I already watched, that I think you should be watching. Hopefully, if there's nothing in this particular video or list that you are interested in, I hope it's at least one that you haven't seen and you might want to see. But if it's not, there's also other what you should be watching that you could go ahead and check out, and maybe there's something on that one that you like, okay? And so some of the categories that you will hear me say is if you were under a rock and you missed it, okay? Out in theaters now and on streaming services, coming soon come. Like I said, currently watching. And we also have a category called Old School Classics Favorites. And we have honorable mentions. And so that is how we break that down. And today I think I have it's like 14 that's in theaters and on streaming, 2 honorable mentions, and 3 old school classics I'm going to be giving you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it, all right? And so the first one, of course, is Morbius. This is out today. Some people haven't been giving it the best reviews, but hey, art is subjective. Some people may be into it, some may not, all right? So you have to watch it yourself to see whether you like it or not. Of course, this is with Jared Leto, and it's basically a dangerously ill man with a rare blood disease disorder that's determined to save others, I should say, that are suffering with the same fate, But of course, Dr. Morbius attempts a desperate gamble, and what appears to be a radical success reveals itself, okay, to be a remedy potentially worse than the disease, all right? And then we have The Contractor, also came out today, all right? And this is with Chris Pine and Kiefer Sutherland. And I actually like both of them. I want to check this one out, just one of the ones that I'm interested in. And this is after being involuntarily discharged from the U.S. Special Forces. He decides to support his family by joining this private, contractor organization. And alongside his best friend and under the command of a fellow veteran on a covert mission, okay? But Harper must evade those who are trying to kill him when he's trying to make his way back home, all right? And so I'm going to check that one out. And also coming out today, or came out today, Devil You Know, right? And this is with Omar Epps and Michael Ealy. And so this one is, boundaries and bonds are tested within this family with this gritty crime thriller, that is about morality and redemption, right? And, he was once incarcerated, Marcus, which is played by Omar Epps, but now he's trying to turn over a new leaf, all right? And upon discovering that his brother may have been involved with a horrific crime, Marcus grapples with the limits of brotherhood and loyalty. I kind of want to check that one out too. I don't know if I want to go see it in the movies. Maybe I'll wait to get on streaming, but hey, you never know. Then coming April 8th, of course, is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I don't mind seeing that one. That, of course, is with Jim Carrey and Idris. I used to play Sonic the Hedgehog, the game. And, of course, we know that is our, favorite blue hedgehog. And he's back for the next level adventure. After settling in Green Hills, Sonic is eager to prove what it takes to be a true hero. And, his test comes when Dr. Robotnik returns, this time with a new partner, Knuckles, okay, which is Idris, in search for an emerald that has power to destroy all civilization. So I don't know if anybody, is going to see that. Put it in the comments. Let me know. And then there's Ambulance. I'm actually looking forward to this one too. This also will be coming out April 8th. All 3 of these that I'm saying now are April 8th, okay? And Ambulance is basically 2 desperate brothers, all right, that had an attempt robbery in order to pay for their dying mother's health care. But the job goes completely wrong, of course, all right? Everything goes south during their escape, and they steal this ambulance, all right? Which is why it's called Ambulance. And things get even worse when they discover that it's occupied by a dying heart patient, all right? And that is with Jake Gyllenhaal and my man Yahya Abdul, okay? And so I'm definitely am interested in that one. And this is one that I had on one of my past What You Should Be Watching. I had it on there for Coming Soon, Soon Come. It is finally here. And that is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, all right? It tells the story of an exhausted Chinese-American woman, Michelle Yee, my fave there, who can't seem to finish her taxes. This is where, of course, Jamie Lee Curtis as well is basically, where she's going into different dimensions and different universes and all different kind of stuff like that. That is one that I definitely was looking forward to and that I do want to check out. And then we have the next two is both April 15th, which is Fantastic Beasts, The Secret of Dumbledore. Yeah, it's not really nothing that I'm looking forward to, but maybe some of you are. And of course, this is where Professor Dumbledore, knows the power of the Dark Wizard, Gilad Gridwall, moving to seize control of the wizarding world. Unable to stop him alone, he enlists, Magazulus Newt to lead on an intrepid team of wizards, witches, and one brave Muggle Baker on this dangerous mission. So I don't know if anybody's interested in that. The other one that is coming April 15th is Choose or Die. After firing up a lost 80s survival horror game, a young coder unleashes a hidden curse that tears reality apart, forcing her to make terrifying decisions and face deadly consequences. Might be alright. It's not one of the bigger releases, but that has sounded kind of interesting to me, so I figured I would, add it up here. And the last one is The Northman. That comes out April 22nd, 2022, okay? And The Northman is described as a grounded story set in Iceland, the turn of the 10th century, that centers on a Nordic prince who seeks revenge, okay, of his father. And so I don't know if anybody is interested in any of those, but now we are going to move over to these shows, all right? One that I am really looking forward to is The First Lady, April 17th. That's coming on Showtime. Of course, that is with Viola Davis playing, Michelle Obama. You got Michelle Pfeiffer playing Betty Ford. You got Gillian Anderson playing Eleanor Roosevelt. And what this series is going to start off doing is basically showing, 3 stories that will intersect, tracking the various ways that these women lives mirrored each other while they were, living in the White House. And so that is interesting to me. I know Viola Davis is going to kill it. So again, that is The First Lady, April 17th on Showtime. You then have They Call Me Magic coming on April 22nd on Apple TV. This is basically a documentary, of course, of Magic Johnson, his life, his career, how he first started, all the, the early days, all throughout his public reveal of the HIV diagnosis and his eventual return to the court. And my honorable mention, because when I did my March movies and shows, I do not think I mentioned this, is actually Winning Time, which kind of goes right along the same lines as this Magic Johnson's documentary. Of course, his is more so him and, all his teammates and probably family talking. And this Winning Time is actually a mini-series, but it's based on the rise of the Lakers dynasty. It's about the glitz and glam in the 1980s in the Los Angeles and the rise of the NBA Lakers. Jerry Bush and Magic Johnson. And so that comes on HBO. And I just thought that I would mention that because I remembered when I, saw this. And so then we also have Shining Girls coming April 29th on Apple TV. This is the latest series of Elizabeth Moss. That's my girl too. I know y'all say everybody my girl, but she's really good usually, so I'm going to check it out. And this is a drama that follows a Chicago area reporter who finds that a new homicide investigation has details that are strangely, similar to her, to a traumatic event from her past. And so that is Shining Girls, April 29th on Apple TV. All right. We then have Russian Girl is actually have a season 2, April 20th, 2022 on Netflix. I didn't realize they was getting a season 2. I'm here for it. And if you are not familiar with Russian Girls, season 1 was really good. That's on Netflix. Get caught up on it before season 2 starts. With the first season, we had her where she would like die and then come back to life. I think with season 2, we are gonna be having more so like her going back into her past, if I'm not mistaken. It is like a sci-fi type of thing, but I am interested to see where they're gonna go. It's supposed to be set 4 years later, and it says 4 years later after Nadalia escaped morality time loop. Now she is going to I'm sorry, y'all. Continue to explore existential thematics through all too often humorous sci-fi, okay, lens, okay. And this season, Nadia and Alan will delve into their past through an unexpected portal in Manhattan. All right, so that sounds interesting. Y'all might want to go ahead and check that out. We have Outer Range coming April 15th, 2022 on Prime. And with this one, this is like the Abbott's family. They're already dealing with their daughter going missing, okay? And in the mix of them having to deal with the daughter being missing, they also are having some type of beef with one of the neighbors. I guess they like usually compete against each other or whatever. And as they make a ploy for their land, in the midst of all of that, tensions come even higher when this mysterious black void just appears on the Abbott's pasture. Okay, we don't know what it is. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know if it has to do with the daughter's disappearance. So that should be interesting. Again, that is Outer Range, April 15th, 2022 on Prime. Then we have Under the Banner of Heaven. That will be coming April 28th, 2022 on Hulu, okay? And it says, as Detective Jeffrey investigates the murder of Brenda Wright Lafferty and her baby daughter in a suburb of Salt Lake Valley, he uncovers the truth about origins of a LDS religion and violent consequences and unyielding faith, okay? So, I don't know. That sounds interesting too. And just an honorable mention and a friendly reminder, because I have talked about this one already in one of my previous What You Should Be Watching videos. I also have, did reviews on this recently where I got everybody caught up on what happened in the season so far. We have Ozark coming back for the final season, okay? All things must come to an end one time or another, right? This is going to be season 4, part 2. And that is going to be on April 29th. I just saw the preview for that the other day. And baby, it looked like it's about to go down. Okay, so that is one that I definitely want to see. And you guys may want to check that out. If you are not already into Ozark, then definitely get into it. Because that is a good one. I'm telling y'all, it is really, really good. You will not regret it, alright? And then, just because I don't like having odd numbers and I wanted to make it even, I added in 3, okay, that are last but not least. They are my old school classic favorite, and that is You Again, okay, with my girl, Jamie Lee Curtis, okay, also Betty White, who I absolutely love. There's Sigourney Weaver in here too. This is a probably 20-year-old movie, but I love it. Anytime I'm feeling down, I could watch this and I could laugh. Yes, I have the DVD. Do not judge me, but it is on Disney if anybody wanted to watch it there. And of course, this is like about, an unlikely reunion that causes a high school drama to resurface between a nice girl and her arch nemesis, right? And of course, this girl that bothered her all through high school, all of a sudden her brother is showing up and he's engaged to her. So, they got to go ahead and figure that out. That is one that I love. Another one that's an old school classic favorite, okay, Freaky Friday, all right. Another one with Miss Jamie Lee Curtis, and yes, I am here for it, all right. And of course, this is also with Lindsay Lohan, back in the days, and this is a mother and daughter that basically see things differently, don't get along. The mother don't think the daughter understand her, the daughter don't think the mother understand her, and so they essentially switch bodies, right? And so the last but not least old school classic favorite of mine is The Proposal. Also with my girl Betty White, and then Sandra Bullock, and then Ryan Reynolds. All right. And I think this is available on Peacock and Prime, if I'm not mistaken. You know, you probably see them playing it on TV too. I mean, I have all of them on DVD. No shame in my game. But if you didn't and you wanted to know where to watch it, it is available on those. And with this one, you got Sandra Bullock being the boss from damn hell, right? And she basically is faced with deportation where she might have to go back to her native, Canada. And so she decides to get engaged, or say she's engaged, pretend to be engaged so that she could stay, and say that she is going to be marrying her assistant Andrew, who of course is Ryan Reynolds. And he's like, okay, he agrees to it, but he has some conditions, and one of the conditions is, of course, to fly back to Alaska and see his family. I think it's supposed to be his grandmother's, birthday party, which he would have missed because of how hard she works him. But now it's like, okay, well, if you want me to do this, you got to do that. And of course, the grandma is none other than Betty White. Again, that is one of the ones that I go to when I'm really feeling down and I just want to laugh. I never get tired of watching it. I always notice something new each time I watch it. So those are some of my favorites, especially You Again and The Proposal. So that's it, y'all. So that's what I got today. Like I said, if you haven't seen any of my other What You Should Be Watching videos, definitely check those out. I went over Ozark. I also discussed Inventing Anna, which, by the way, those was 2 requests that I got from people. So if you guys have anything that you would like me to be, review, y'all can put that in the comments. If you know anything that I should be watching, tell me about it so I can tell other people about it. If you watch anything that I tell y'all about up here, let me know whether you liked it, whether you didn't like it. Put it all in the comments. Let's discuss, let's discuss, let's discuss. Okay? And I also have some reviews up here for Bel Air, Power, Snowfall. So anyway, that's all I got. Hope y'all have a good night. All right? And I hope you enjoy your weekend. Until next time, Tulu.